What's going on, y'all?
Genuine love, that's what I feel. Where will it go? The vibes be real.
Hanging out with your lady B on Lit TV, where we live in our truth, honey. We face our reality so that we can start the healing journey. Today's going to be a special episode, y'all. Clock it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome our guest to the show, Mrs.Meekak Royale. Thank you so much for being here. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tell the people a little bit about you.
I'm Meekah Royale with Ancient My website is ihealyou.com. As my professional job in my professional career, I work as a substance abuse counselor and therapist. I work with federal and state probation, usually with federal probation. After the clients get out of prison, most of them serve anywhere between 5 and 15 years, depending on the crime. I've worked with clients that have had conspiracy, human trafficking, RICO indictments, just all types of crimes. But when they come to me, it's pretty much because they may have a substance abuse problem. A lot of times it may be anxiety or depression, and I tell people that when you have a hard time not drinking or not using drugs, you may be self-medicating. Usually the gateway, this is the gateway which allows you to slip through anxiety or depression. And if you feel that these things need to be treated, I urge people to go to a physician to be evaluated, but don't just try to do it on your own if it's going to cause you problems, especially if you've already had a run-in with the law or probation, because when it's time to take a urine analysis and you're positive, now you got a problem.
Happy that you hit on that, because I want to ask you first and foremost, how did you even have the desire to say, you know what, this is my calling?
Now you're about to play with power. The reason why I say that, everybody, okay? Everybody. I'm heavy on the everybody.
Come on.
Has a purpose and a calling. Your gift is that one thing that connects to your purpose and will make room for you, will bring you before great men, will give you riches. I feel that my higher power, which I like to call God, has given me a gift that can provide for me, that can make money for me, that can make me rich. But instead, a lot of times we choose to put our faith in a job. A job stands for just over broke. Let me repeat that.
You better
job stands for just over broke. The person that owns that place is supposed to be rich. You're investing in their dreams. So what I did is I said, you know, God, what am I supposed to be doing? What is my calling? And during this time, I was at home. I was working criminal justice. And I had just had back surgery. I was home for 3 months. And I was online and we were talking about hair products. And somebody said, well, what do you use in your hair? I said, I don't use anybody's moisturizer but my own. The lady said, well, what is that? And I'm thinking to myself, she said she wanted to buy it. I said, I don't have a website. I'm not selling nothing. I just been using this product. It's been my secret for years. And it helped to make my hair softer. The texture seemed silkier. It grew faster. So when I shared this with her, a blogger got it. A blogger got that information and put it out there. Within just a few months, I'm at home now. Within a few months, sales started growing so much, I started advancing about 20 grand in profit every year. This was God. I had a dream and I saw these ingredients in my sleep. And so I kept a notebook next to me because dreaming was a way for God to communicate with me. When we're woke, sometimes you can't get to us because we got distractions. We got Instagram, we got HBO, we got Prime, we got a man, we got a woman, this person's stressing you up. But when you're asleep, information can come to you on a subconscious level. Where you don't have the opportunity to reject it because you don't even realize it's happening. We have a conscious and a subconscious. I said, I wrote the ingredients down, I started researching them, and that's how interesting it was. Yes. And then fascination for ancient Egypt. I found out ancient Egypt was Africa. Egypt means land of the black. There's places like Kemet.
Their garments, I love it. It represents a form of,
come on, get the word out.
You know what? Royalty.
Come on.
It represents a woman who knows where she's going.
That is one of the reasons why some black people love the bling bling, the gold, the shiny stuff. There's even a movie called Black Diamond. Go to the museums. A lot of the museums have African artifacts. In Egypt, they had gold that was in the ground, and they grew their produce from the soil. Well, gold stimulates the pineal gland.
Oh, wow.
You can buy nano gold, because I have nano gold that I can take some of the drops and put it under my tongue, and it helps to stimulate that part of the brain that touches on your imagination, your third eye. The reason why I named the company Ancient Secret.
I love it
because I love that royalty as well. And one day, I started researching Kemet.
Oh.
And my husband told me, he said, did you know your name was Kemet backwards? I said, what? I'm sitting there with the paper and the pen like I don't know my whole name.
Come through.
I'm writing it down, and so when I flip my first name backwards and take the A off, it's Kemet. Kemet is ancient Egypt where black people dwell. And it reminded me of the scripture that says, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I know you feel that, honey. The thing with the gift. Whatever your gift is, see, your mother and your father came together to create you based on the gifts that you need, and it doesn't matter if they don't even speak to each other anymore. What was inside of them was needed to create you, because before you even got here, there was a contract on your life. What I mean by that? There is already an assignment. If you watch the movie by Disney called Soul, when these souls reincarnated, pick who you were going to come back through and put that soul inside of that person. Your soul is connected to your emotions, and it's usually housed around your solar plexus, if you know what the chakras are. When somebody grieves, they hold their soul. That's right here, your stomach area. But the soul that came back was based on their assignment. See, there's even purpose in my pain. Even in the worst stuff that I've gone through. I grew up in South Central LA.
Y'all know I love a good LA now.
Right between the Crips and the Bloods.
Okay.
Near Inglewood. Yes. But I grew up in a household with a lot of mental illness, abuse, drug use.
My next question was definitely going to go towards your childhood, because we all come from something. I want you to tell us, because we found out what made you get into this. I want to know, and what was childhood like?
I went through so much dysfunction as a child that I first learned to pray. I learned to pray probably when I was 5. Sit on the floor and I would just rock. And I would just pray, because I never knew what was going to happen. It was that bad.
Oh, wow.
Just about every type of abuse you can think of, I probably experienced it. But
and
you know
look
what?
at you now. Look at you.
Learn to connect the dots. See, even in your worst situation, there is a dot.
Come through.
If you connect the dots on a connect the dot sheet of paper, eventually it's going to form a picture. I just need you to get the picture. Connect enough dots, you can understand why you've been through what you've been through. See, my mother died of alcoholism. On her birth certificate, it said alcoholism and pneumonia. Her lungs shut down. Her kidneys shut down. She was on dialysis because she drank herself to death. Like, she was drinking vodka straight. She would get a fifth of vodka. By the time she died, she was less than 100 pounds. I didn't even, the nurse warned me, you may not know that's your mom. She died in a hospital in LA called Centinela Hospital in Inglewood. And I almost didn't know who she was. I almost passed by her room because her complexion changed. She got darker because her kidneys started shutting down. And we're talking about a beautiful, educated woman, master's degree, was a school teacher at one time. It can affect anybody.
Anybody. I can only imagine.
And drug use.
Yes,
it was very prevalent in my family. When I say it was so prevalent, it was at the point where I found out she had a certain kind of UV light, and she used to grow her own purple kush plant.
What? Come through,
mama. West Side, she had her own purple kush, and she one day had me, she said, I have something I need you to take back to Riverside. We were in LA. She said, I need you to take this package back. I didn't even know what it was. Girl, I was transporting weed. Yes, before I even
undercover,
know
didn't even know it.
Was, baby.
What?
An innocent person can transport.
Come on,
They don't even know
the half of
that they transport drugs.
the job you're done.
No, a whole nother show. But drug addiction was really bad in my family.
Yeah.
Mental illness was bad in my family because my mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So what she was doing is she was self-medicating because the weed calmed her mind down, the alcohol calmed her mind down because alcohol has ethanol in it. And ethanol sends a message to the brain that says, everything's going to be okay. That's what alcohol does for you. She was self-medicating and didn't realize it. And because of this, I don't feel bad about what I've been through. I don't feel bad about what I
faced our reality. We lit, y'all.
because it was a dot. And me growing up in a household with mental illness caused me to get a degree in psychology.
Wow, what a push you to your purpose.
Me being around drug addicts and drug addiction caused me to get a license in chemical dependency. Now I treat other people with drug addictions. Me growing up in South Central LA, hanging with people that sold drugs. The first time I saw a piece of crack, I was 13 years old and I held it in my hand. I was hanging with some Colombians and they were teaching me the game. And now I work with federal probation and help keep people off the street that distribute cocaine and fentanyl and all these different amphetamines, all these different drugs. But if I had not been through what I've been through, me being able to be a director in the criminal justice system with 1,000 offenders under me and 24 staff members, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah.
But when you roll through the valley of the shadow of darkness,
Shall fear no evil.
come on now.
That is time, like you said, to go and help others. Almost, I want to thank you for being who you are. People like her is here. They exist, honey. Thank you for taking your time to just let us know. Now she gets to help people in the world. And help them on their recovery journey.
Yes.
Keep in mind, y'all, she's here to help on that journey. Where y'all better go to her website. I'm going to place it in the link because it's necessary, like commissary. So we face it. And I want to thank you so much once again. You living in your truth. We need more people like her. But any final words? I do want you to leave the people with something that you recommend that they can start doing as a little homework. Because y'all know I love to do your homework now.
First thing I want to say is if you feel that this helped you in any type of way, please feel free to let the host know so that she can contact me if she ever needs me to come back on and help. I am here. I am offering my service.
Thank you.
I will also say anything that you're going through negative right now, you need a mentor. You can only go as far as your leader. So who is leading you right now? Who is helping you? Also, write down 3 positive things that are possibly happening in whatever situation you may be going through that you perceive as negative, because it's not what's happening to you, it's what's happening for you. And I promise you there's a dot. There's a dot somewhere that needs to be connected, and if you can't connect it, you need to get with somebody with a pencil that can connect the dots. Okay? See the picture? See the picture.
Thank you so much once again for your time. I'm going to link her information in our bio. Don't forget, share it, baby. Like it with somebody, because somebody needs some news to use. And until next time, y'all already know which way we're going. Only way we can go is up. God bless you. Bye.
Genuine love, that's what I feel.